Delhi Police Special Cell arrests one ISIS operative from Dholakua in the national capital after an exchange of fire. IED and revolvers recovered from him. The search operation continues. Recovery rate from COVID-19 rises to 74.69% in the country. Over 22 lakh patients recovered. Record over 10 million tests conducted yesterday in India. The flood situation remains grim in several parts of Bihar, affecting over 81 lakh people across 16 districts. The rail traffic restored on Samastipur-Darbhanga rail section. Red alert for extremely heavy rainfall in 6 districts of Madhya Pradesh. The Chief Minister Shivraj Singh Chauhan calls a review meeting. The World Health Organization extends hopes to recover from the world's corona pandemic in less than 2 years, says the pandemic could be controlled sooner than the Spanish flu of 1918. Over 2.3 crore corona cases worldwide, more than 8 lakh people lose their lives. Spanish club Sevilla won the Europa League title. In the title match, Sevilla defeated Inter Milan 3-2 in a thrilling match. This is the record 6th Europa League title of Sevilla. Ganesh Chaturthi festival being celebrated today with full devotion and enthusiasm across the country. The Delhi government imposes a ban on the public worshipping of idols in the public places and celebrating at the community level due to the COVID-19 pandemic. President, Vice President and Prime Minister extend best wishes to the people on Ganesh Chaturthi. Hello and welcome. You're watching Doordarshan News with me, Nancy Kohli. A top story: one ISIS operative has been arrested with IEDs by the special cell after an exchange of fire at the Dholakua in the national capital, and the Delhi Deputy Commissioner of Police Special Cell has in fact informed more on that. And according to the investigating agencies, a specific area in Delhi came to target. However, the exact target has not been confirmed as yet. Efforts are underway to ascertain the target. At the same time, search operations are also ongoing in Delhi and outside Delhi on the terrace trail. And let's now go across to our correspondent Neeraj Singh, who is joining us with more updates on that. Neeraj, what more can you share with us as far as this ISIS operative who's been arrested the search is still underway?
देखिए, बिल्कुल लगातार चल रही है। दिल्ली के अंदर कई जगह है जहां पर स्पेशल सेल की टीम लगातार सर्च कर रही है। स्पेशल सेल को ये जानकारी मिली है कि जो अब्दुल आतंकवादी जो ISIS से संबंधित है, उसके कुछ साथी दिल्ली के अंदर छुपे हो सकते हैं। कि 15 अगस्त के आसपास स्पेशल सेल और तमाम सुरक्षा एजेंसियों को ये इनपुट मिले थे कि राजधानी के अंदर कोई आतंकवादी संगठन किसी बड़ी वारदात को अंजाम दे सकता है। उसी के बाद लगातार दिल्ली पुलिस अलर्ट पर थी और इस ISIS से रिलेटेड आतंकवादी के बारे में दिल्ली पुलिस की स्पेशल सेल को जानकारी मिली थी। यही कारण है कि कल देर रात को करीब 11:30 बजे के आसपास दिल्ली पुलिस और इस आतंकवादी के बीच में इनकाउंटर भी होता है। उसके बाद इसको पकड़ा जाता है और जब इसको पकड़ा गया तब इसके पास से 2 लाइव IED बरामद हुई थी। यानी ये स्पष्ट था कि ये इन IED को दिल्ली के अंदर कहीं प्लांट करने की कोशिश कर रहा था। स्पेशल सेल को भी जानकारी मिली है कि इसने दिल्ली के कई सारे इलाके हैं वहां पर रैकी की थी और ये लगातार कोई बड़ी वारदात करने की फिराक में था। उसी समय स्पेशल सेल ने इसको गिरफ्तार किया और जब गिरफ्तार किया गया तो स्पेशल सेल के ऊपर फायरिंग की।
Sure. All right, Neeraj, so you're telling us that specific intelligence inputs was also received by the agencies, and that's when this operation was launched?
देखिए, बिल्कुल दिल्ली पुलिस के पास ऐसी जानकारी थी कि ISIS से रिलेटेड आतंकवादी संगठन के अंदर किसी बड़ी वारदात को अंजाम दे सकते हैं और कारण है कि पिछले 1 महीने से लगातार अलर्ट पर थी दिल्ली पुलिस और हालांकि दिल्ली को अगर हम देखें नैन्सी, दिल्ली लगातार आतंकवादियों के टारगेट पे रहती है। यही कारण है कि जो स्पेशल सेल है वो खास जो निगाह है, खास ऑपरेशन है वो लगातार चलाती रहती है। और इस आतंकवादी संगठन के बारे में भी स्पेशल सेल के पास इनपुट था। उसके बाद इस आतंकवादी को जो धौलाकुआ से करोलबाग की तरफ जाते हैं तो वहाँ पर रिज रोड पड़ता है, उस इलाके में इसको 2 के साथ गिरफ्तार किया है और इसके पास पिस्टल भी बरामद हुई है जिससे इसने स्पेशल सेल पर फायर किया था।
Okay, and in the wake of this ISIS operative being arrested, Neeraj, what can you share with us as far as security being upgraded across the national capital is concerned? Has that happened?
देखिए, बिल्कुल दिल्ली पुलिस की स्पेशल सेल नैन्सी, जैसा मैं बता रहा हूँ कि कुछ इलाकों में, दिल्ली के कुछ इलाके हैं जहाँ पर सर्च लगातार कर रही है। इसके साथ ही दिल्ली पुलिस अलर्ट पर है। तमाम जो जगह है, चाहे संवेदनशील जो स्थान हो, वहाँ पर भी जो सुरक्षा है उसको लेकर कह सकते हैं कि चौकसी ज्यादा बढ़ती जा रही है। ज्यादा ध्यान सुरक्षित इलाकों में, उन इलाकों में दिया जा रहा है जहाँ वीवीआईपी मूवमेंट होता है। इसके अलावा जो हमारे राष्ट्रीय जो महत्व के स्थान है उन इलाकों पर, तो वहाँ पर जो सुरक्षा है वो और ज्यादा चौकन्नी की गई है और जो टीमें हैं वो भी लगाई गई हैं। दिल्ली पुलिस की स्पेशल सेल की पहली कोशिश यही है कि इस आतंकवादी जो संगठन है, इससे जुड़े दूसरे जो लोग हैं वो अगर दिल्ली के अंदर कहीं छुपे हों तो उन्हें जल्द से जल्द गिरफ्तार कर लिया जाए।
All right, Neeraj Singh, thanks very much for joining us for the moment and sharing all those updates as far as that ISIS operative who's been arrested with the IEDs by a special cell of the Delhi police after that exchange of fire that took place at the Dhaulakua in the national capital. And in fact, the search operations are still undergoing in and outside Delhi NCR, that is after that ISIS operative being arrested. Let's now move on, change our focus and get you updates now on COVID-19 from across the country, where the recovery rate has crossed 74.69%, while the case fatality rate has fallen to 1.87%. Over 22 lakh people have now recovered from the virus. 63,631 recoveries were recorded yesterday, taking the cumulative total to over 22.2 lakhs. And with this, the recovery rate currently stands at 74.69%. Now, India's three-pronged strategy of test, trace and treat is proving to be a success. One tangible outcome of this strategy is that the fatality rate has dropped to 1.87% with 55,794 deaths recorded so far. The number of active COVID-19 cases in India stands at 6,97,330, which is 23.43% of the total cases reported so far. And in more good news, India has crossed the milestone of 1 million COVID-19 tests done in the last 24 hours. The Ministry of Health and Family Welfare has said that aggressive testing coupled with efficient clinical treatment has resulted in almost 100% increase in the recovered cases in the last 21 days. It also said that more than 10 lakh people have got themselves tested in the last 24 hours. Now, the total number of samples tested so far stands at 3 crore 44 lakh 91,073. The samples tested in the last 24 hours is 10 lakh 23,836. And as the number of COVID-19 cases in Haryana continues to rise, the state government has announced lockdown on the weekends. Haryana's Health Minister Anil Wedge took to Twitter to announce that all the shops and the offices, other than those which provide essential items, will remain closed on Saturday and Sunday. In Punjab, a series of emergency measures have already been announced, including the extension of the weekend lockdown with daily night curfew from 7 in the evening to 5 early morning in all the cities and towns. Also, a total ban on all the gatherings except weddings and funerals has also been extended across the state till the 31st. And after Punjab and Haryana imposed weekend restrictions, the Chandigarh administration has also announced that shops and establishments in the Union Territory will remain closed on the weekends until further orders. The Union Territory already has an odd-even scheme in markets, and Sukna Lake is closed on the weekends. And moving on now, the tender for manufacturing of 44 sets of semi-high-speed train set has been cancelled. Fresh tender will be floated within a week as per revised public procurement order. And focusing now on the flood situation in Bihar, which still continues to be grim, although the flood water has receded from some localities in Muzaffarpur and Darbhanga. Over 81 lakh population spread over 130 blocks and 1300 panchayats of 16 districts are still facing the wrath of floods. Over 5,000 people have taken shelter in 6 relief camps in Khagadia and Samastipur. In Darbhanga, the water has partially receded from 40 panchayats, but 180 panchayats are still marooned in the district. The situation has also improved in Muzaffarpur and Samastipur. Relief and rescue operations are being carried out on a war footing. As many as 371 community kitchens are being run, through which about 2,80,000 people are being provided cooked food. The rail traffic has been restored on Samastipur-Darbhanga rail section of the East Central Railways, which was closed for the last 28 days due to floods. The divisional railway manager has said that the traffic on this rail section was suspended since 24 July due to the spate in Bagmati River water on rail bridge number 16 between Hayagat and Talwada station.
समस्तीपुर दरभंगा के बीच स्थित ब्रिज नंबर 16 पर पानी का लेवल हाई होने की वजह से 24 जुलाई से इस सेक्शन में ट्रेन का परिचालन बंद था। अब पानी का स्तर नीचे आने से यहां पर पूर्णतः ट्रेन का परिचालन कल से आरंभ हो जाएगा। यहां पर आज सुबह 8:30 बजे गुड्स ट्रेन के परिचालन के लिए इसको चालू कर दिया गया था तथा शाम को 6 बजे से यह मेल एक्सप्रेस ट्रेन के लिए भी सेक्शन ओपन कर दिया गया है। इससे यात्रियों को अपने गंतव्य स्थान पर पहुंचने में सुविधा मिलेगी।
The Met Department has issued a red alert for extremely heavy rainfall in 6 districts of Madhya Pradesh. Extremely heavy rainfall is very likely at the isolated places in Hoshangabad, Jabalpur, Betul, Narsinghpur, Sioni and Harda districts. Apart from this, the Met Department has also issued an orange alert for very heavy rainfall at the isolated places in 12 districts including Vidisha, Ujjain, Chindwara and Panna. Chief Minister Shivraj Singh Chauhan has called a review meeting. The government has instructed the district collectors to take appropriate steps to ensure that the flood and waterlogging conditions do not arise in view of the rain alerts. In Maharashtra, Mumbai, Thane and Navi Mumbai received moderate to heavy rainfall in the last 12 hours in the range of 70 to 100 millimeters. The cloud over Konkan region has reduced, but there are intense echoes over Navi Mumbai and Mumbai suburbs. The Met Department said the satellite image indicates dense clouds remains over the parts of Madhya Pradesh, the North Madhya Maharashtra adjoining Marathwada. The Met Department has issued orange warning for the Vidarbha region for the next 48 hours. And moving on now, Ganesh Chaturthi is being celebrated across the country today. The auspicious 10-day festival has begun with gaiety and religious fervour. The festival marks the birth anniversary of Lord Ganesha. Public gatherings will be avoided and people are asked to immerse the idols in their home. Ganesh Chaturthi this year is being celebrated with the eco-friendly means. President Ramnath Kovind has greeted the nation on Ganesh Chaturthi. He tweeted, I quote, Ganpati Bappa Moria, greetings on Ganesh Chaturthi. The festival is an expression of people's enthusiasm, joy and forbearance in taking every section of the society along. May Vignaharta help us all to overcome the COVID-19 pandemic and bless us with a happy and healthy life, unquote. Vice President M. Venkaiah Naidu said that Lord Ganesha is revered as an embodiment of wisdom, prosperity and good fortune. He said people invoke Lord Ganesha and seek his blessings to remove obstacles in the path before they begin anything new, unquote. Prime Minister Modi has tweeted, greetings on the auspicious festival of Ganesh Chaturthi. May the blessings of Bhagwan Shri Ganesh always be upon us. May there be joy and prosperity all over, unquote. And Ganesh Chaturthi is a major attraction in Maharashtra where people celebrate it with great devotion. The festival started this morning with the Arti at the Sri Siddhivanayak temple in Mumbai. The morning Arti and prayers also were offered at the Ganesh temple in Nagpur. Amid the COVID-19 pandemic, the most awaited festival of Mumbai and Maharashtra Ganesh Utsav is different this time. The famous Ganpati Pandal of Lalbagh will not be installed this year. Instead, the committee will organize the health camps, including blood donation camps. And in the national capital Delhi as well, priests also offered prayers at the Ganesh temple in the Connaught Place area. Rituals are being carried out in small scale and the devotees are not allowed in to gather inside the temple premises. The government has issued guidelines and instructions for authorities concerned on Ganesh Chaturthi celebrations. The government has prohibited setting up of pandals, idol immersion in the public places and large congregations. The celebrations have begun in the city with restrictions in view of the pandemic. Morning Arti was performed at the Siddhivanayak temple in Dwarka on the auspicious occasion. Moving on now, a major fire broke out in the Srisailam hydroelectric power plant located on the Telangana side of the border with Andhra Pradesh, leaving 9 people dead, most of them engineers and 3 seriously injured on Friday. The deceased were trapped inside the plant when the fire broke out. The state government has announced ex gratia payment of 50 lakh rupees to the family of the divisional engineer who died in the fire accident. The kin of others who lost their lives in the accident will be given 25 lakh rupees. The Chief Minister has ordered a CID probe in the matter. The Chief Secretary has issued orders to the additional DGP to head the CID investigation. The Chief Minister has ordered a thorough investigation and a comprehensive report to be submitted at the earliest. He also announced 1 job each to the families of the deceased along with the department-wise benefits. The Chief Minister directed the officials to give the best possible treatment to the injured and assured that the government will bear all the expenses. President Ramnath Kovind, Prime Minister Narendra Modi, Union Home Minister Amit Shah have offered their condolences to the bereaved families. President Kovind has tweeted, I quote, "Pained by the loss of lives in the tragic fire accident at the Srisailam hydroelectric plant in Telangana. In this hour of grief, my thoughts are with the bereaved families. I wish speedy recovery to the injured," unquote. And describing the Srisailam hydroelectric plant fire tragedy as deeply unfortunate, Prime Minister Modi wrote on Twitter, "The fire at the Srisailam hydroelectric plant is deeply unfortunate. My thoughts are with the bereaved families. I hope those injured recover at the earliest." And shifting focus now, the sowing area coverage under the kharif crops in the country has registered an increase of more than 8.5% this year compared to the corresponding period of the last year. The kharif crop have been sown in nearly 1,063 lakh hectares area of the country till now. The cultivation of one of the staple crops, rice, has witnessed an increase of nearly 12% in its total sowing area, whereas oilseed cultivation has registered a spike of over 14%. 6% higher rainfall than the normal in the country has also raised hopes of a bumper kharif produce this year. Now, the National Highways Authority of India, a PSU under the Ministry of Road Transport and Highways, has developed a mobile app, Harit Path, to facilitate the creation of green highways across the country. The application will also be used to monitor location, growth, species details, maintenance activities, targets and the achievements of each of the PSU field units for every plant under the highways plantation projects. Harit Path was inaugurated by the Union Minister for Road Transport and Highways, Nitin Gadkari. The National Highway Authority of India had also recently undertaken a nationwide plantation drive, Harit Bharat Sankalp, under which it planted over 25 lakh plants in 25 days along the stretches of the national highways across the country. The highway contractors have been made accountable for proper upkeep and the maintenance of the plantations. Under a unique initiative, the payment to the contractors for the plantation work has been linked with the growth of the plants. And let's now take a look at the updates on COVID-19 from across the world. Over 2 crore COVID-19 cases have been reported globally, with more than 8 lakh deaths. As many as 1.5 crore people have recovered from the virus so far. The COVID-19 cases have been shooting up in the US, making it the worst hit by the pandemic for several weeks now. The US has over 57 lakh cases of the virus, with a death toll at more than 1.7 lakh. The US is followed by Brazil, which has recorded more than 1 lakh deaths and over 35 lakh cases. And talking in terms of the COVID-19 death toll worldwide, the US and Brazil are followed by Mexico with a death toll of more than 59,000. And the World Health Organization has said it hopes that the world will be rid of the COVID-19 pandemic in less than 2 years, faster than it took for the Spanish flu. The WHO chief said the world now has access to advanced technology which can finish the pandemic in less than 2 years. The Director General also said that several countries are experiencing fresh outbreaks after a long period with little or no transmission, and the pandemic is a reminder that health and economy are inseparable.
Of course, with more connectedness, the virus has better chance of spreading. It can move fast because we are more connected now. But at the same time, we have also the technology to stop it and the knowledge to stop it. So we hope to finish this pandemic before less than 2 years, especially if we can pull our efforts together and with national unity, global solidarity. That's really key, with utilizing the available tools to the maximum and hoping that we can have additional tools like vaccine. I think we can finish it in a shorter time than the 1918 flu.
On to some other news now from around the world. Turkey has announced its biggest ever natural gas discovery in the western Black Sea. President Erdogan said the drill ship Fatih discovered 320 billion cubic meter of gas and hopes to start extracting the gas by 2023. The Turkish officials say that the drill ship began work in July near the Turkish coast. The gas finds were located at 2,100 meters depth, and another 1,400 meters will be drilled below the seabed. Turkey has also sent a ship to carry out a drilling survey in the eastern Mediterranean. President Erdogan said he will accelerate operations in the Mediterranean. On to sports news now. Romelu Lukaku suffered the agony of an own goal that handed Sevilla their 6th Europa League triumph on Friday night. Sevilla FC beat Inter 3-2 in a thrilling match and maintained their perfect record in finals of the competition. The drama started when Sevilla defender Diego Carlos fouled Romelu Lukaku for an Inter penalty and ended when Lukaku deflected Carlos's kick into his own net. Lukaku gave the Italian side an early lead from the penalty spot for his 34th goal of the season, extending his record of scoring in the consecutive Europa League games to 11. Luke de Jong scored 2 headers to put Sevilla into the lead. Inter were level when Diego Godin nodded in to make it to 2-2 in the 35th minute. Carlos then went from villain to hero in the 74th minute. Lukaku unintentionally deflected Carlos's overhead kick into his own net to give Sevilla the decisive goal. It was the first trophy in the managerial career of Sevilla boss Julian Lopetegui, whose side are unbeaten since February, a run of 21 games. The last 9 Europa Leagues all have been won by Spanish or English teams. Sevilla have won 4, Chelsea 2, and Atletico Madrid and Man U 1 each. The last Italian team to win were Parma in '99. And Manchester United captain Harry Maguire is to appear in Greek court for questioning after arrest for assaulting policemen. Maguire was involved in an incident in which the police officers were assaulted after a brawl. The officers were called in to break up a brawl between the two groups of tourists. 2 other Britons were also detained. In a statement, Man U said they were aware of the incident involving Maguire. Contact has been made with the captain and is fully cooperating with the Greek authorities. They will be taken by a ship to the nearby island of Syros, where they will face charges by a public prosecutor. Mykonos is a popular holiday destination with a reputation as a party island that never sleeps. and extended restrictions to contain the spread of COVID-19 infections go into effect on Friday on the island, including a ban on the live parties and festivities, a limit of 9 people in all public and private gatherings, and compulsory mask wearing. And with that, it's a wrap on this edition of the news. Thanks for being with us.